Hey, how is everybody doing? My name is Saxon Bound,
I'm Taylor Wallace.
and we are the co-founders of WeVue, coming here today live from our headquarters, global headquarters, that is, here in Tampa, Florida. Happy to be here.
Very happy to be here talking to you today about some of the things we do to improve our company culture, some of the things that we're seeing other companies do in the marketplace to really inspire people to do great work by getting out of the office or doing things a little differently in the office.
Love it, love it. I mean, our motto here is eat your own dog food. So, with that, we are a culture company, and we're going to be talking about culture. So, I want to talk today about last Friday. Taylor and I gathered our team, and we did an escape room. Is everybody familiar with that? Why don't we run through it a little bit?
So the concept of an escape room is like Clue, sort of, in real life.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it is like Clue.
You're thrown into a room that's maybe the size of a small bedroom. There's a bunch of locks and lock boxes and kind of interesting things around the room. And they set the scene. I think for us it was we'd been kidnapped by an international drug syndicate, and we had an hour to escape before the kidnappers came back and executed us or something.
Taking torture to the next level, I believe what they said.
Yeah, so
They were putting the pressure on either way, I'll say that.
and you get 3 clues and a microphone where you're able to kind of communicate with the game master, who's the guy that's kind of making sure you don't kill each other while you're locked in this small space for an hour. And you basically have to figure it out. I mean, there's not a whole lot to go on, and the timer starts, and
You're
you
on
figure
your
out
own,
how to get
yeah.
out of the locked room.
It was cool. We looked at doing a variety of different things. Maybe we're going to do a ropes course. Then we thought maybe we'll do something volunteering in the community. Well, both of those would have been great. We wanted to challenge ourselves. We wanted to do something where skills would shine through. We wanted to do something where we knew that there was a success and fail too. And the other piece is we had never done an escape room except for one person on our team. So it was fairly fresh concept for everybody, and it was great. We drove probably about a half hour, took the entire team. I drove about a half hour. And then when we got there, really, beyond a little bit of instruction, it was really up to us at that point to delegate tasks and make it happen.
Yeah, so we actually just had a new team member join that week. So we decided to opt to make him the leader.
Which I thought was great because I'm done listening to your shit.
I'm done listening to it too.
No, it was good, I thought, because it put somebody new and fresh into a leadership role that they may not have here at the office, but we wanted to see how they would react in that leadership role.
And I think, too, just allowing the trust that we're all capable of making quick decisions. We did have a bit of a strategy session before we went into the escape room, a little scrum meeting, if you will, where we kind of talked about
a mini little scrum, yeah.
we kind of talked about who was going to be doing what as the challenges popped out, and as happens when you're in a fast-paced setting, most of our plans kind of flew out the window. But
Immediately.
We managed to at least stick to some of what we thought.
So we get in the room. The guy then runs us through his spiel, tells us that we can't break anything off the walls, and then it's go time. So you have 60 minutes to basically find, as Taylor said, different clues inside the office. Ours was an office, which actually led to a torture room. So we got different clues. We were opening up different boxes using different keys. One clue would lead to another clue. And then, as I said before, it opened up a separate room inside of the escape room that was a torture room. And when that came out, I thought that we were toast. I didn't think that we were making it out of there. But
yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you kind of see, and it really works well for us because we're a software development company, right? So we saw this initial room, we saw all these boxes, a desk, and a chest that were locked. And we're like, okay, we need to get through 7 locks. And then we get through 5 of them, and all of a sudden this other room opens up, and there's all these new clues, these new pieces of information we have to digest. But I think the thing that was the most interesting is there's so much to try and pick apart in the room. It's not a linear progression. Like you open one thing at a time, but you never know what the next thing that's going to open will be.
Well, and you did something in there that I absolutely loved. We're probably halfway through, and we have a table full of, 30 clues at that point?
Yeah.
Half these clues were dead. We had already used them. The other half were still alive for the rest of the game. Taylor came in and said, all right, let's organize this a little bit. Let's split some of these clues, the ones that we've already used to the ones that we still need. So that piece, I thought, really got everybody back on track, which leads me to my next point of saying our skills really showed out. Because I would say one thing that Taylor is great at is being able to organize and delegate tasks to people, and that was the perfect time to do it. We were becoming overwhelmed. People were starting to run around with their chickens with their heads cut off, and then boom. We separated what we need to, and we were back on track. Yeah. And I thought that showed some of your office skills right there perfectly.
Well, it was interesting, too. I mean, we have 2 developers and a UX designer and myself that does some user experience work. So we're all very logical. Mm-hmm. But some of the math problems that we got into, there was one safe we had to open, and we'd been given a board which we thought had the combination on it. And I'm looking at it like I don't even know where to begin to figure this out. And our CTO, who's been a developer for 20 years, looks at it and within like 15 seconds was like, oh, I know how to unlock this. And goes boom, 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 enters in the combo. And I'm still like unsure
how
we
all looked at it like, how did he get that? It was so quick. He looked at 2, 4, 2, 4. And it just showed that it really allowed skills that we see every day in the office and we take for granted and we just see because that's their job. It allowed those skills to excel and really to show through.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. I mean,
well, and I think too, we've worked as a team, most of us, for a long time, and I know that my lead software developer can solve complex problems. So when we encounter something that is a complex logic problem in an escape room, it's not a question of who's going to solve it.
Yeah, not at all. And that I absolutely loved how we could see those skills just shine through. And I would assume that if you were to bring your team or your team were to go on something like this and you know each other well and there's trust there, I would say a similar pattern would probably happen.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting too because the one fear that I had going into it is we are, I don't want to say an ego-driven company, but we're all very confident. And my fear was that getting in there, that you'd have us butting heads as to who could try and solve what, and you really don't have enough time to argue about anything.
No,
we didn't argue at all, and if we would have argued about who was doing what, we would have been screwed.
Well, and the other piece is there's so much that you need to do in that 60 minutes. It's whoever can get it done, make it happen, get it done. And it's that startup mentality while in that room. You mentioned earlier the chaotic nature of a startup, having one problem, and you think that you're almost at the end, and then boom, next thing you know, you get hit with another problem. It was that, back to back to back. The problem-solving piece definitely played very well into team building. I thought the overall takeaways for me were working as a team, problem-solving, and really those were definitely the 2 biggest I saw.
Well, and I think you leave it with a semblance of trust that,
True.
We succeeded. We are in the 18% of teams that are able to escape from this room.
With 2 seconds left.
2 seconds left. Literally. We would have screwed up anything in the last sequence to unlock this room. We would have been toast. And, we left not having really thought much about the trust thing while I was in the room, and then looking back on it, realizing, never at any point did I question whether or not someone was going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah, that never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Collectively, I thought maybe we won't get it, but I never at any point thought that one person wouldn't be able to solve their problem or get their task done.
And I think, too, it was the idea of really taking, we have a culture day once a month, and the goal is let's do something outside of the office, something that will bring us together as a team. And some of the things we've done of go out to eat and what you would expect. Hey, let's go fishing. This allowed us an opportunity to really, to do something that involved a challenge. We were physically solving a problem. Mm-hmm. But the results didn't matter. It was this is fun, but at the same time, it allowed us to do really what we all love to do, which is solve complex problems.
And the feeling of accomplishment after was cool too.
Definitely.
We won. And it was cool to be able to say we got out of the room, even though we were not actually going to get tortured if we didn't get out. But it was cool having that in there. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the action items are we definitely recommend you take your team to an escape room.
Not too expensive. It was, what was it, $22 a head?
30
Yeah,
bucks a
it was
person.
not bad at all.
It definitely is more conducive to smaller teams. So
Mm-hmm.
take a small group from your department. I think the max is like 7 people in a room.
Yeah, it was 7.
Or go rent a couple rooms. Most of these places have multiple rooms, so you guys can kind of compare notes on what the rooms were like, or try different rooms in one day. And definitely plan monthly culture days. We can't stress that enough.
Yeah, I think just getting everybody out of the office, and it's the famous line that we always use. Instead of working in your business, why don't you work on your business? And that's really what this was. We got out of the office on a Friday. We drove a half hour. We get there. It's new. It's fresh, and it puts everybody in this mindset Monday, saying, we had a great Friday. We accomplished something that was outside of our 9 to 5, outside of shipping a product or whatnot, and we're ready to take on the world. And it was a fulfilling feeling, and I absolutely loved doing it with our team.
Yeah, and I think too it goes beyond the idea of the norm.
Totally.
It's not just, hey, let's go grab a drink after work, or let's go have pizza. It's something totally different, and it's something that we probably wouldn't have done on our own. Which makes us excited to do it again next month. Is, hey, what can we do that's different than that, but on that same level of excitement that we had with the escape room?
It's creating that experience, and that's what is going to drive culture, creating that experience, and then furthermore allowing employees to talk about that experience and allowing it to resonate through the hallways next to the water cooler, whatever it is.
So once again, go plan your escape.
I'm Saxon Bound.
Taylor Wallace.
And have a great week.